Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
If you like this video, please subscribe to Film Companion.
Sunny, welcome to Film Companion.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to meet you after what seems like forever.
I
It's
know,
been too many years.
Yes, it's been a long time.
Especially this lovely, gorgeous place. I wish this had been around when my kids were younger.
Oh.
Now it's college and
They have their own playgrounds now that maybe we don't want to know about.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. How did this come about? How did this idea sort of happen? Because you had children?
Yes, it all stems from Nisha, our daughter, who we adopted it's been 2 years now. And she has this passion for art and painting and drawing, and she could sit and do art, all day long if I let her do that. And Daniel came to us, and she would see Sanjana, our partner, on the weekends, and she'd do art classes with her, and she loved going. And Sanjana's such a great teacher, and she had this whole, classes going on for children for art, and that's where it stemmed from. And then once he brought the idea, I said, well, we have to have a library. There's no libraries in this area, so that's our back corner. Which we've created books, age-appropriate books. That's another thing that's not in this area, is libraries and age-appropriate books that are great for children. So that needed to be there. A proper cafe, which is why we brought in aromas. So if a parent comes in, your days are long, you're tired, you probably have puke somewhere on your body or food, and all you want to do is sit down and have a cup of coffee and know that your kid is safe and they're playing or they're doing art or they're reading or they're in story time. So that was important. And then the play area. Each one of us has like different goals. Sanjana's goal was different, Daniel's goal was different, mine was different. Mine was, if I could give a parent 2 to 3 hours of their day back to them, where they know their child is safe and they're learning, they can do interactive things with their children, that's great for development, early
More precious than gold.
Right, so that was my main goal for the place.
Because you know what it's like to not have any time.
Yeah, not have time, but then also, is the food good? Are they gonna get sick? Is it clean? Am I pulling the word? Oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world, is going somewhere and you're doing this, pulling people's hair or items off. All of a sudden I see myself cleaning their place when, it's so dirty. So, yeah.
Last week, a couple of days ago, I was watching Arjun Patela, and it was amazing to me. So it's a film within a film format, and there's somebody narrating a story, and at one point the producer says, or Sunny, and cut to you walking in.
Habibi meri janiya, janiya, jaan kad ke gayi. Habibi meri craziya, desiya, mainu lut ke gayi.
But it was amazing to me that you're being cast as yourself. You are an idea, more than an actor. What does that feel like?
Well, people see myself like that, but I don't see myself like that. I just see myself as someone who's goes to work and comes back home and takes care of their kids, and that's the job for the day, or something that I like or I'm interested in. And when they came to me and said, do you want to do this part, I said, yeah, sure, because I wanted to work with the actors that are part of this film, or the production house, and try and it seemed fun, and it seemed like it would be a great time for me, and that's really
that's what drives the decisions.
Yeah, it's just all about passion and wanting to either work or something that seems interesting.
But do you think, Sunny, that Hindi cinemas figured out what to do with you?
I look at my schedule and I look at how much work is there, and if I'm working every day, then I'm successful at who I am. And so far, knock on wood, that's how it's been. And whether the role is substantial for somebody else, or good enough for someone else, or not good enough, or doesn't meet up to the par that somebody believes that I should be at, that's not their choice or decision. Oh my gosh. It's mine. So it's what works for me at that time, and I've enjoyed everything that I've worked on. And even if I didn't enjoy that particular moment or how something has turned out, I learned from it. And that's, that's all you can do. I think in life you have to grow and evolve.
It's amazing you're saying that you're working every day. I'm wondering how you fit in all that you do in the 24 hours, because there's a cosmetics line, there's of course this project, there's a lingerie line, you're also a host of MTV Splits. How are you managing all this? And do you ever feel funny, like maybe I'm spreading myself too thin?
No, my husband and I do a really good job in time managing and figuring out our schedule. So let's say if I'm not there, Daniel is there, and he's there with the children. So we feel that as long as one of us is there, then we feel okay, and we're not so stressed out. But I do spend a lot of time with the children, and I've been very lucky that my schedule has been so forgiving over the last 2 years that I've been able to schedule things, or if it's long schedules and my children are with me. So in that way, it's been really nice. And I know there's going to come a time where I have to leave them at home, and it's very difficult.
School begins, then it gets harder.
Yeah, and Nisha's at the age where I think now she needs to be at school. So both Daniel and I believe in the idea of what's more important, being with family or being at school. At this age. As they get older, of course, that also changes. But at this age, right now, it's important for us to be together than being separated, so they can go to mommy and me. I mean, mommy and me, that means they should just probably be with me.
Right.
And with Nisha this year, since she started K1, I think we have to start scheduling our entire schedule around her holidays now.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's when reality kicks in. That's difficult.
But it's okay. I'm a homebody. I love nothing more than if I can come here, have a cup of coffee, do activities with my children, read them a book. I'm in the library a lot, reading to the kids. And the kids get to play. And so that makes me happy, because I've traveled so much that it doesn't feel so bad if I am rooted here and I have to go work a little bit, on set, but then I'm home.
Do you look at projects? A lot of actresses who do have children always say that it's like, is it worth it for me to leave my kid? Is that how you weigh it as well?
Well, I think as an individual, I have to look at the project. Is it good for me? That's my work. That's what I do. If I'm a better mother working than a mother not working.
I explained that to my kids a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'll be a neurotic stay-at-home mom, or you can have a functional mom who goes to work.
Right, where you're dealing with quality over maybe quantity.
Yeah.
But I have to choose a project based on how I feel about it first, and then the logistics of it get handled later on. Like for Splitsvilla, my kids were with me, and that schedule is very easy as far as we shoot a little bit in the afternoon, then there's a long break. By the time the long break is done and the next shift starts, they're sleeping already. So I did sleep training with my children, and they sleep 10 to 12 hours a night after 7:30. So I'm free after 7:30.
Knock on wood for that too. That's a big one. To get them to sleep through the night is a big one.
It's just a matter of training, and that's something that I want to try and focus on here, is having a place where mothers can come and ask questions. And I've done so much research on child development that I do believe that I can help mothers out in figuring out small little things that make the biggest difference. Like having a nice meal with your husband, let's say even if it is at home, but that your child is safe and they're sleeping and they're not going to wake up for the next 12 hours or 10 hours. It's the best feeling. You now have just gained back a relationship with your husband that might have been non-existent because you guys are being pulled in totally different directions, because those are the demands of children. So that's something that we're going to focus on here, is having just information for mothers to talk about some of these things that go on in their households.
Sunny, tell me, you've been, working actively, as you said, working every day, but have things changed? This is something I wonder about. What is the role of a sex symbol in a post-Me Too world? What are the messages we want to be sending out. And you've been an extremely empowering example of the things that are possible. Is this something you think about?
No, I just I focus on being me, and I focus on what I think is right. And if I meet a young lady who seems timid or insecure, or maybe something has happened based on a conversation, then I think that as women we should talk to that individual extensively and give her the confidence to be stronger in life. I believe in, I just shot a piece with Hotterfly, and I'm a property holder with Hotterfly. So we just shot a piece about sexual harassment, and I ended up changing the entire thing because I said, this does not seem practical to me. This is not how things would be in my world. This is not the message that I want to put out there. And it was a minor thing, but then I twisted it into something different in my head. And I needed it to be real and factual, and what should be done, or company policies and how a girl should act, and speaking to someone who's been through these situations. So if it's something that I'm going to deliver as information, then yes, I'm very involved, and I'm trying to make sure that the message should be correct. As far as my my personal life and world, I just think of myself as, I want to do what I want to do, and I'm going to say what I want to say. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. Sometimes people don't like it. But when it comes to standing up for yourself and doing your own thing and being the best you that you can be, then you should speak up. If you don't like something, then you should say something. If there's people around you that can help build that confidence in a girl or a woman to even just be vocal, it's extremely important.
You have more than 20 million people on Instagram following you. What do you use that power for?
It's a mixture. It's we use it for businesses, or spreading a message, or maybe it's just fun and silly.
I saw a picture of you in that t-shirt trying to get into that shirt.
They gave me these clothes, and I can't get my arms. They, for some reason, think that my arms are going to get through. And I saw that, and Lomas, who heads our social media department, he's like, "What do you want the caption to be?" And I said, I think this would be appropriate because there's a lot of girls out there that think they can fit into something, but it's just not working.
Right.
And that was my moment. It's just not working. I am stuck. And I think it's about, maybe creating something where people relate to. I know that there's girls out there who can't get into those favorite jeans, but we're delusional, and somehow we've laid down and tugged them and jumped and did all these things to close the button, and then everything's and it doesn't fit and it doesn't look good, or you still put it on, you've squeezed it, you've done the button, but then you put an oversized t-shirt on top of it,
right,
so no one can see.
Stop breathing,
right. So I think a lot of women out there sometimes can be delusional about what they'd like to fit into, and we all do it, but the point is to find what fits for you and what looks best for your body type.
Sunny, is it scary or scarier, because it's scary for everyone, I think, to get older, but when you are so much about being desirable, is it more frightening?
I don't know if it's frightening. I think one of the things that my husband and I really believe in is being healthy for our children. My personal parents, my parents were not so health conscious, and didn't take the care that I think a lot of parents starting to do now, this generation of parents. Daniel's family, his parents are, fairly healthy and active, and so I won't speak for them, but for my parents, it's like your typical ghee eating, pakores, and all these like yummy things that we grew up with. But the Indian culture, and specifically, has a large number of people who are diabetic, and people don't see diabetes as a serious disease. My father had diabetes, but he took care of, once he found out, he made mistakes, and then he bounced back, and then he was able to reverse those things. So I think for Daniel and I, when we come to like age and how we look and feel, we live in a vain world. I'm not going to lie.
Of course.
I want to look good. I want to feel good. When I look in the mirror, am I going to look like I'm 21 again? Never. But
Damn.
I know. We only wish there was like, you know, the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
But I do believe that, you know, taking care of yourself, being healthy, that doesn't mean you have to be a size 0, but it does mean that you should have that glow of feeling young and being active. And I think that reflects on your face and who you are. And you know, if it doesn't, for people out there, you can always go see a really good dermatologist, and you can reverse the hands of time.
It's all available.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Sunny, last question. What's been the most surprising thing about motherhood?
How obsessed I am over my children.
Did you not see that coming?
You know, no, of course. I don't think any first-time, you know, mother or father understands like you just like you think about them and you're like, I can't believe how much I love them.
Yeah, it's the depth of the passion.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, every single moment, I'm like, right now, I'm like, okay, I know they're sleeping. They don't need me right now. They're having a nap. They've eaten. They're fine. But I still like. It's like this urge inside that I want to just see them and I want to see their faces. Daniel and I have this thing where we want to be the first face they see when they wake up and the last face they see when they go to sleep, whether it's myself or Daniel if, you know, one of us is working, but most of the time it's both of us. And we put our own kids to bed, and you know, we're very hands-on parents with their daily activities and what they do and changing and food. And Daniel's so cute. He's always like, okay, I might be a couple minutes late for dinner, but I'm coming. And I'm like, no, it's okay. You can, you know, like take your time. He's like, no, I need to be there. I want to be there. That's my thing.
Right.
I'm like, your thing? I'm like, okay, it's your thing. But it's such a nice feeling to have, you know, a husband that's just as dedicated and obsessed as I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you, Sunny, and good luck. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
This is a lovely place, and I'm sure it's even lovelier when it's filled with kids.
Yes, it
and
is.
not journalists.
Yeah, I know. Right now it's full of adults, but you know, we moved all of our classes for the afternoon.
It's lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.